Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mars TV Dota 2 League. It's a two-day event, but it's a big one. $25,000 in US dollars in prize money, and more importantly, the 6 top teams in China. Your 4 direct invites: DK, Vici, Newbie, and IG. Your 1 qualified team, LGD, and your 1 wildcard team in CIS. I'm LD, joined by Fear. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
It's time for our next match, guys. It's our second of, I believe, 3 on this stream. There's a total of 12 games coming today, but the next match is one you've all been waiting for. It's DK versus Newbie. We're not going to waste any time. Draft's underway. Let's get into it.
Let us indeed. And we've got a first pick, Mirana.
All right. This I can get behind.
Yeah, me too. I was casting a lot of... unless it's a support Mirana, then I will not get behind that.
You'll quickly get out from behind that.
Yeah. And we'll just stop that right there, as it is. But anyways, Mirana's going to be picked up first. Very versatile hero. You can lane it in a number of ways, including support, but I think that's super situational. But we saw a lot of that in the Chinese qualifiers. Wasn't very successful, gotta say that. Support Mirana.
Yeah, it was not particularly... It can work, like you said, but it mainly just... You gotta hit a lot of early hours and get kills. You don't, and then you walk into the mid-game, you have very little teamfight utility. You don't have great crowd control, and your ult is situational at best, so... Well, we'll see DK. They'll reply with a Sandcane Brewmaster, so... we've seen this team do it all as far as supports goes. We saw MMY play a fantastic Wisp back at Starladder. We've seen them run the LANM Earthshaker. They can run junglers for LANM. They can also run the Sandking for either of those 2 players, so... They don't reveal too much, but going for Brew early, actually something I have not seen DK do before. I have not cast them in quite a while, but they are, it seems, adapting to the new patch. Or at least trying to.
The only question for me is that Brewmasters, that seems like an Ice hero to me.
Micro hero.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like a Mushi hero at all to me. So does this mean this is one of those situations where they put Mushi in the off lane and Ice mid?
It's possible. I guess the question is, what's Mushi going to play?
Right. Or does Burning even play this and they do a safe lane Panda?
I don't know if Burning plays Brew. I mean, even Mushi, I'm sure he's capable of a passable Brewmaster. Just you have Ice, one of the most gifted micro players in the game on your team. It seems silly not to take advantage of that.
Right. So.
Okay. DK has never run Brewmaster in an official match with this roster. So Super used to play it for them back when he was on the team, but it's been quite a while.
So I guess we'll see. But if they know Ice is playing this Brewmaster, they could start like targeting Mushi's offlane heroes. He does play the Centaur. I'm not sure what else he plays on offlane.
Honestly, the only time he was playing offlane was pretty much when they would pick Centaur. And they just run him on the Centaur, and it was always with Ice as Invoker. So outside of that, I have not seen Mushi play offlane in some time. When DK first formed, and I believe it was 6.78, maybe it was 6.79, I can't remember, but they were running the aggressive trialings for Burning a lot. They'd give Mushi safe lane, or solo mid 1v1 matchups. They give Ice a 1v1 safe lane, and they would just win the game based off of the 2 solos snowballing. They've evolved since then. We don't see them run that strategy too often, but well, if you want to go aggressive, being Dire side with a Sand King in the first 2 picks is not generally the best way to go about it.
I really doubt they go aggressive here. That's why I bring that up. And we do have the Doom pickup. We've seen that a lot to try and counter the Brewmaster, with very little success as well. Seems like in most cases, the Brewmaster jumps in lane. Doom doesn't have time to like react and get that Doom off. So if you can't get that Doom off, Doom is not a good hero against Brewmaster. But they're going to go for it anyway. So their first 2 is going to be Doom and Mirana. And I'm not sure how Newbie likes to run Doom. Most teams have a preference whether they like doing it mid, safe lane, or off lane.
I think I've seen Xiao play it before off lane. Newbie to me is one of those teams that probably can run it multiple ways.
Right.
They're fairly flexible with their laning assignments. Like, even when you usually see Xiao go off lane, but sometimes it's more of a farmer, like a Nature's Prophet. Sometimes it will be more of a tempo controller, like a Clockwork, or potentially even, say, a Tidehunter. So I'm not really sure how they're going to lane it this game. They could go aggressive with Mirana, but that'll depend a lot on these next 2 supports. DK don't really seem to be expecting aggression as they ban a Rubik, not the best aggressive trialing support, and DK will go Clink, so maybe we do see an aggressive trialing here from them.
It's possible. I think in this case, they most likely will just safe lane the farm and get him some farm up on that Clinks for an early Orchid. You can run around the map and get easy kills on Mirana.
Oh, I meant like the Clinks top lane 1v1 and then aggressive.
Yeah, well,
you don't think we'll see that?
No, I think that they'll still support the Clinks. And
Okay.
Just run that Sand King in the jungle and just do a strong duel lane with Clinks. I think they'll just be really greedy with the Clinks and just, like I said, just put the Sand King in the jungle, farm up, make sure he has a quick blink dagger instead of dedicating a lot of farm or in protection towards that Clinks, because he doesn't need that much, as we were mentioning, why he's good in 1v1 matchups.
If newbie anticipate that, Clinks is not really the best tri-lane hero.
No.
He's pretty elusive, but he doesn't have much burst, doesn't have any crowd control, and they could run like a Mirana, Shadow Demon, +1. Tree's been banned, but I'm sure there are other support options out there, so maybe we see newbie take the fight to DK in the tri-lane.
Yeah, it's possible.
Or not even tri-lane, it would be a dual lane at that point.
Yeah, a dual lane could work as well. It'll be harder against a dual lane, depending what they can get with it. It depends on what is paired with the Clinks. They could take a Rubik with the Mirana, which isn't too bad. Tree, also not that bad as well. Bane, very good against that, so that would be a very strong lane. But I was mentioning as well, with this Mirana Doom opening it, leaves a lot of versatility to how they want to lane. They have their options. If they still want to go aggressive, they can do it. They do have a great hero in that Bane and Mirana. So they could even just run that dual lane, as you were saying as well. But they could even just do a straight tri-lane too.
Well, we'll see what DK look to do. And if newbie do go aggressive, does DK have any other options here? Besides just jungling the Sand King and playing it safe in the safe lane?
Well, last time I've seen this happen, Burning actually anticipated the aggressive tri-lane. He went offlane with Clinks for the 1v1 matchup, and they put something else in the tri-lane. So that's something they could potentially do as well. Brewmaster is a very strong tri-lane hero, hard to bring down, and if he gets that clap off the slow with attack speed as well, is very, very strong. And he has Drunken Haste too. So they could just put Clinks on offlane, I feel, and give him a matchup against, potentially it might be a Doombringer on that offlane. If Clinks can 1v1 against him, that would be a very good matchup for him.
Well, they secure themselves a Visage now, so DK's tri-lane definitely gets stronger, assuming they want to run one, and we'll see what the last pick is. That's going to tell us a lot about their lanes. As for newbie, they've got the Bane Mirana. They could pick up a solo here. They could run dual lanes, in which case either support or one of the farmers. It could even be a do mid. We've seen teams go do mid, and Radiant's how you can stack the jungle while still farming the lane, maybe go catch up on the stacks later on, or leave it for a teammate, though these supports aren't the best at clearing them, and Doom gets level 6, he can kill Brew if he's got any kind of backup. So, well, we'll see what they want to do. It could also be the safe lane Doom. And newbie's lane's fairly difficult to predict as well, I would say.
It's pretty much impossible to know what they want to do. They have their options. But I think for the most part, I wouldn't like to see Doom mid here. I feel like no matter what he goes against mid lane, either it's the Brewmaster or the Clinks at this point, he's going to have a hard time. So I think he shouldn't be going in that mid position, unless they feel like he's going to be weak on the safe lane too. But I think that pretty much secures that Mirana or Doom has to go mid now. It's very unlikely
to see a Clock.
Clock doesn't go mid very often, so most likely it is that Doom mid, Clock offlane, and just a passive tri-lane, I think, at this point. Or they can just do Clock in the safe lane and aggressive tri-lane. That is the second option they could go for.
Any chance of a cheesy support Clock? Sleep to set up the cogs, arrow follow up?
There's always a chance, but I'm not really the biggest fan, to be honest with you. It's okay.
It falls off very quickly if you're not winning the lane.
If you don't actually just make it work and he doesn't get that quick level 6, you see how fast Clock falls off in general, even in the offlane position. If you don't get a few ganks off early, he gets really underfarmed and just becomes kind of a non-factor.
Well, if it's just a Clock offlane, Clinks is going to have a really easy time against him. That is just total free farm.
Yeah, it'll be fairly easy unless it's a 1v1 matchup. Clock can actually do pretty decent. You can just burn him, and at level 3, as long as you have a dust, you can get kills on him. So in some situations, if the Clock knows what he's doing and hits his timings perfectly, he can beat the Clinks, but in most cases, Clinks will just destroy Clock.
Yeah, you also at that point have to, if he's manages to have enough mana to Windwalk, then, or Skeleton Walk, then Battery Assault's useless without dust. And
right.
Like you said, situationally could be okay, but if DK give him any kind of support, the lane will quickly fall apart for the Clock.
If he gets like level 3 and Clock's still level 1 or 2, the lane's instantly over.
Well, DK, 5th pick. They got to lay their cards on the table here. They ban out a Razor, so a hero that can dominate the Brewmaster 1v1.
Yeah.
Probably the main reason to ban it, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in theory, it's okay against Clinks too, if you can lane, because it follows even through Invis. But not the greatest, because once you get more levels on that Skeletal Walk, you can actually outrun the static link, but very good against Brewmaster. And I think it sticks, like, even if you Primal Split, it sticks on your Earth Panda.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it works that way. And I don't know
it persists through pretty much everything else, so why not?
But I'm not sure if it drains the damage from the Earth Spirit Panda, just your normal Panda, but it does persist. I'm pretty sure on that, actually. But yeah, anyways, DK, one more pick left, and it looks like they just want to pick up. They could pick up. It really depends on how they want to play this at this point. If they want to throw Clinks on off lane, they could grab a mid right now. If they want to put Brewmaster mid, and okay, so they're gonna pick the Quap. That's gonna be their mid. So
Mushi Quap?
Yeah, and it looks like Clinks is gonna be either.
Do they go?
I think this is an off lane Clinks. That would make the most sense to me. They put Clinks in the off lane and Brewmaster in the tri lane, unless they want to just do a dire off lane Brewmaster, which you don't see very often, but. They're just setting up their lanes to where if they can predict what Newbie does, they can have the stronger lanes here.
Well, let's see who gets the better predictions. And Newbie, they've got their support Bane. In theory, it could be a support Mirana. We've talked about that being situational. If it's not a support Mirana, then they'll need the second support here, and I wonder what it's going to be. They could run a jungler for Banana. We've seen them favor that a bit recently. We saw the Enigma last game, and Enchantress is still out there as well. I believe, indeed it is, so... Curious to see what they do.
Yeah, I think the one thing that DK excels at in particular is they're good at like swapping their lanes around to get an advantage. Regardless of who's playing what hero, they'll swap their lanes around so they have a laning advantage.
All right, support Mirana? No.
How's
support
playing?
Doom?
Support Jungle Doom?
4-position Doom.
All right, very greedy, very greedy. I think at this point, what you do is you just go aggressive with Ice Ice's Panda and just give Burning a 1v1 matchup against the Clockwork.
Yeah, we'll see if Xiao can play the matchup perfectly. If he doesn't, Clinks gets level 5 and just shreds you out of lane.
Pretty much at level 3 or 4, you have to get a kill on Clinks, and you have to be like, you have to have Dust as well. I should know this, but can you pull Dust? I think you can.
Yeah,
you can pull Dust. So just pull the Dust to Clinks early on, and I mean the Clockwork, so we can kill the Clinks, and then just get early boots as fast as you can. You need a Stout Shoot first, but rush it soon after that. Then at level 3 or 4, you just play in his face, and if he steps up even a little bit, you can get a solo kill on him. And if you don't get that solo kill in that matchup, Clinks will just right-click you out of the lane entirely.
If Bernie wants to play it safe, he can just get early boots instead of like a Soul Rain or work towards a fast Midas, but... We'll see if DK even do that. Maybe they do something different as Ice has picked up boots and appears they're anticipating some aggression from Newbie. They might just sack Ice here. Or maybe he's just scouting the jungle.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they want to do here. Burning is definitely going in that safe lane, though. That's for sure.
So, on that note, Lanham has clarity'd himself, apparently, and not really sure why, but must have been a misclick.
Yeah.
And he'll head bottom. So let's introduce the teams here. This is DK's first match of the Mars TV Dota 2 League. Straight round robin with 6 teams, and then on to the playoffs tomorrow. Newbie on the Radiant side there, 1-0 after that. Well, slightly sloppy, but still convincing win against Vici Gaming, and we'll start with them. Hao playing that Mirana, Xiao 8 on the offlane Clockwork, well, generally the offlane. Songsheng on the Bane, Banana looking pretty pimped out here on the Doom, and in the rear will be Moo playing the Puck. On the Dire side, we've got Burning as the, I wanted to say Skeleton King, but as the Clinks. Too many skeletons. Ice as the Panda. MMY going to be handling one of his signature heroes, or at least used to be in the Visage. We will have Lanham playing the support Sand King, and Mushi on the Quap, and Xiao 8 posts up, drops the cogs, and then runs away. The arrow will connect on Lanham, and Newbie, not liking the angle of attack, will back off in a hurry.
Yeah, just neither of the teams really wanted to commit anything there. And Clinks may be the new Skeleton King, no?
In theory.
He's the only Skeleton now, so maybe he is the Skeleton King. But anyways, moving on. Look how many pieces of regen was pulled towards Brewmaster.
That is a we almost never see more than a double pull.
Why does he have this much?
Well, I guess he's expecting. They are actually sending him off lane, so he's expecting the lane to get 2-3 arrows and have a rough time of it. They'll set up with an arrow here, and it's going to connect. An Ice. Oh, he doesn't have any points in the evasion. He's actually fairly easy to bring down. No Stout Shield either. He goes in for the Roshan, deny Roshan. Will he oblige? No, the first blood to Newbie. And 4 viewers have received a prize. What, we don't get to see their names anymore? Volvo, please. What was that? There was a moment at, I want to say it was TI3, during someone witnessed their own death and got, or at least someone named as a player witnessed their death and got like a prize for it.
Yeah, I think showing the names, there's a lot of people who had a lot of trolly names as well.
Yeah, that was probably like, we want to professionalize the game a little bit.
Yeah, and that was really strange of the Ice. He just kind of manned up, and he didn't respect the Bane Mirana there, and he paid for it.
Well, this is not going to be a fun lane for him. Anytime there's a sleep now, Mirana can start running down. Once you get some points in the evasion, it helps, but with no Stout Shield, the boots, the main thing is just not getting caught by sleep. But if you get caught, they're actually trying to go on him again here. Meanwhile, they're Rapier on mid, looking maybe for a courier snipe, but not finding one just yet.
Wuxi in mid, just taking a lot of. This is actually a matchup I haven't seen in forever. But whenever people play 1v1s, this is like the staple 1v1 matchup. Puck versus Quap.
This is the Fistful of Tangos matchup.
Yeah.
We played this one a lot.
Indeed.
It was one of the ones we got the least complaints about, so that was kind of how we decided it. Meanwhile, Xiao top lane, not having too much fun. Soul Assumption will come in, and, well, the clock just getting nothing.
Yeah, to go back to this mid matchup, it basically is Puck wins overall, but Quap can win it as long as she takes the CS lead, but Puck has the opportunity to kill, whereas Quap doesn't really. That's pretty much how it works.
Mushi is getting the CS lead so far, albeit a slight advantage, and we will see a rotation in mid from the Sand King as well. There's actually no Observer Ward here on the Radiant side. They do have one near the pull camp, though, and they see Lanham is not pulling, so that may be a tell that something's up. But not stacking the big camp. He's investing a lot in this. Meanwhile, Ice running rings around the jungle while Sangshan tries to run him down, who's actually got the higher base move speed here. He might be able to catch up to him. Nah, we'll let him go.
I mean, basically, he can do this and just take whatever experience he can in the jungle, as long as Mirana's on the map, because Doom and Bane aren't going to kill him. He's totally safe. But if Mirana's near, yeah, he will die like he did First Blood. So he kind of knows that now, and it's just playing to his full advantage, but he's not able to get much experience.
Meanwhile, Burning getting pretty much free farm, as is the Mirana, so both team safe laners are getting early farm. You see the quick boots from Burning. At this point, until Clock gets boots, he can't do a thing, and with 1 CS in the death, he is not having a great time here. Sand King will start his stacking as well. So
every time I look at the map, Isis in like a totally different spot on the map.
Well, it's like, what do? You're an off-lane panda, and you've just been, you can't lane right now, so
he's like
you clown around a bit.
He's like either at Roche or like in the middle of their jungle or leeching lane experience. Quite the character.
Yes. Well, his options are a bit limited here. There's a double damage rune now for Mushi, and you know, this matchup used to also be a lot about rune control, and recently we've seen the advent of the Bottle Crowers. Well, Ice will clap and then just runs away. He's level 1. Not a very scary brew. And if Sand King's taking the stacks in the jungle, I'm not sure where Ice is going to find his catch-up farm.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. Offlane Brewmaster is a little risky, to be honest with you. It's like, if you can't get the experience, like, we've seen it so many times. Brewmaster is only effective in the games we've casted where he gets level 6 early and uses that ult effectively. But if he's going to get like a 12-minute level 6 or something like that, his level 1 ult's going to be really underwhelming.
Well, he's camping the rune here. He finds a regen, but that's just going to let him heal a bit of mana up. As Mushi dives the mid lane, hunting for Mu. He blinks into the trees.
Oh,
Mushi,
Lord.
Please. And Mu will just continue CSing here. It's great. Catch-up farm.
He has orb up. He should do it. The tower would be hitting
Banana's here as well. He's got a net, and they're waiting for this Mushi blink.
He's
going to auto-attack. Ice comes in for the big bailout. Meanwhile, Xiaohui's gone down top lane, but we'll keep our eyes here on Mushi. The silence did actually port to the orb. Now the courier might go down. No, they baited an Ice. He saw that courier. He got excited, and he doesn't get it.
That's 2 deaths now for Ice.
And he's still level 1. And level 1.5. He's gotten 2 creeps. There you go.
Yeah, he's not doing so well in this offlane, and I'm really surprised Mushi made it out alive there, considering the spot he got himself into.
In that case, I'd say it's your Brewmaster's already having such an awful time, and he's not doing anything offlane. Maybe it's worth it just to save Mushi, because preserving the chance of a snowball pretty important for Queen of Pain.
Yeah, the way it panned out, him dying over Mushi was definitely worth it. A level 1 hero, not much respawn time. You don't give that much gold either, or experience, so definitely worth it.
He's trying to lane bottom now, and Hao is just not letting him get any farm. He continues to right-click him, trying to harass him out of lane a bit, and I believe just picked up phase boots as well on that Mirana. And DD has. So with phase boots and Bassi, that is a frustrating lane to be in.
When you're level 1, yeah. But he's level 2 now, so he has that, what, 10% dodge?
10% evasion, yeah.
But he has that 100% right now, so...
That's true.
But dodge 1 hit for now.
But he's not approaching the creep. At this point, Ice will just go for levels. Meanwhile, mid lane, there will be a wraparound. And Xiao Sangshan on the move. They want to find the Sand King, who's off stacking the jungle. And in fact, Lanham, he's level 1. If he gets caught here, all he can do is walk away. He does have boots online. They'll back off towards mid, and they have dropped an Observer Ward down. So they see the stack. It is a triple currently. But they have not found the kill on Lanham, nor have they jacked the stacks just yet. They will go in on Mushi. Immediately, there's a blink. He breaks the coil. He then fogs Sangshan, who goes for the Brain Sap. The rocket comes in as well. Can he blink out in time? He drops the ult as he falls. And, well, it's a quad lane mid.
Yeah, we're talking about how Isis having a hard time, but he actually has more experience than Xiao right now, which is really surprising. Everyone's actually super low level this game. Sand King's level 1. Both offlaners really struggling. people are just running around trying to get stuff done.
Yeah, the jungler for newbie doing a bit better in the Doom as he's at level 4, but Sand King can catch up. He gets his level 3 and he just goes to farm the stacks, and they're going to give Lanham a little bit of experience now. We haven't really felt much from the quad pick yet. Even in Mushi's capable hands, it's just yet to get much done. But Bernie will secure a Midas, and with this they can leave top lane soon, give it to one of these heroes who needs catch-up farm, and Klinks can just go straight jungle. He's got the ult, he's got the Midas, and he pretty much doesn't need to be in lane anymore.
And Xiao Wei, it was really surprising to me that he was only level 2 at this point, considering Sand King was roaming around a lot, so they did a great job after killing him once of just zoning him out completely. But the heroes to look for are definitely going to be Burning in particular, how fast he gets that Orchid up, because once he gets Orchid up, he has a lot of easy kills. Quap, Puck, all very simple kills once you have the Orchid online.
Yeah, maybe Puck farms the Yules later on in the game, but it won't be for now. Arrow comes in, nicely dodged there by Burning, just scoots to the right, and well, he's still sitting in the lane for now. Might need to farm the Soul Rain before he fully leaves. We'll see if he goes for that or just goes straight Orchid. And it will be a Soul Ring. Just such a cost-effective item. Pretty much permanent Death Pact and always having mana for your Skeleton Walk as well.
Yeah, and he's just sold his Bassi?
Oh, he disassembled it.
Oh, did he disassemble it?
Yeah, okay. I like
that's
that
fine.
play.
Yeah, that's good.
They haven't taken the tier 1 yet, so they might miss the aura for pushing that, but it's Klinks. He'll find the tier 1s eventually anyway.
Right, and the only problem I have with Quap as a hero is if you don't really dominate your lane, she kind of just falls off for me. Doesn't do much in the mid-game, super squishy, and can die a lot.
And especially this game. Newbie have 3 heroes that are great against her. Doom, Puck, and Bane.
Yeah.
All 3 of whom can just shut her down completely with the Blink Silence, the Doom, or the Grip. Arrow will come through. It's off the mark, actually, and Ice just continues ambling down the river, but Roland is face palming, and Ice is sad. He will go down again.
Yeah, he's level 4 now. But I'm so surprised how Xiao Wei's only level 4 as well. Like, he's playing a Radiant Clockwork. Like, you should be able to pull the creeps back enough so you can get experience, but he's really struggling too. And Puck, he's getting closer to his lane. And Mushi being a little aggressive. Both mid lane, actually Puck is doing fine, I think, but Mushi's really struggling in this mid lane. Her gold, she doesn't even, does she have her treads up? No, doesn't even have treads up. She's not too close either, kind of close, but usually at this point at 8 minutes, you want to have your treads up and be on your way to Orchids with that Queen of Pain.
Well, it'll be up to Burning to create the space here. Sand King needs to play catch-up. Queen of Pain needs some time to get relevant, and, well, don't even talk about Ice because he is a total non-factor right now. He's still getting his levels, but nowhere near a Blink Dagger as Burning. Camps behind Xiao Wei in the top lane. He'll just casually plink at him as the creeps come in, and with no glyph here, this may be a tier 1 down in the safe lane. In fact, I believe it's done.
Yeah, no glyph either. This is 100% dead tower.
Tower will go. It goes to Burning as well, so there's your first quarterstaff here. He is well on his way to Orchid.
Yeah.
It's like a 15-minute Orchid, I'd say. 14 minutes if he keeps it up.
Probably, yeah, 15 minutes sounds about right. Considering he can just go into the jungle now and just farm that up every time he pushes out top lane. And he has a stack here too, so he's going to just take that out as quickly and then farm that double stack very easily.
The one thing DK normally excels at is, you mentioned just making laning adjustments, and I just think, I'll piggyback in that, is they're just their general rotations. Like, as soon as Klinks can go woods, they'll give the lane to somebody else. Right. The Sand Cane will get his blink.
Get caught again, maybe? Do they have the coil?
There's no net here, so they'll have to drop a coil if they want to get Ice. They'll barely catch him with it. They'll have to throw a Doom out as well if they want it, and they'll just, well, no, maybe they'll just sleep. Now the silence comes through, Rocket will fly, and they get the kill. Although, to be fair, they are using 4 heroes for this. And meanwhile, DK's finding the trades. They're pushing in mid. There's still no glyph as far as I know, and it looks like they'll force the rotation out. Klink's just going to retreat, and despite that Mirana ultimate, not much they can do. The Courier in a slightly awkward position, but it'll fly north and escape the pincers of Newbie.
This is such a strange game.
Well, meanwhile, Mirana's found Sand King. Did Lino buy his Blink Dagger yet? He got caught out, I think, trying to stack.
No, he doesn't have Blink.
Looking for the camp, and Mushi's still defending this Courier. There's also a Doom available. No, he'll blink out.
This is such a strange game, actually. This is a new definition for Sad Panda right now.
What level is he?
He's level 5, 0, 4, and 0.
Honestly, he's still there with the Clockwork.
Yeah, Clockwork, I'm so surprised that he's struggling this hard. Like, both offlaners just not able to find much this game, but Clockwork
I'd say has been getting semi-quad lane, like heroes checking the runes, ganking him constantly. Xiao Wei just got zoned out by a Klinks and Visage, which, to be fair, is a lot of burst damage, but after the first death, he just continued to struggle.
Yeah, indeed. And now we have Blink Dagger on our Puck. What level of Silence does he have? He did the smart thing. He leveled Silence over his Orb, so he can actually probably just blow up Mushi instantly right now. She does not have her treads up. It looks like they're coming on the chicken, so she does have treads now. If she keeps them on strength, she won't die in that burst combo, but if there's +1 hero there, she's just gonna die.
And it's not just him to be worried. It's also the Sand Cane. If he gets caught, the Visage still quite squishy with that, I think, 10% magic resistance, so
Yeah.
very vulnerable to Puck initiations in particular. I believe Lanham saw this camp was warded. He was pinning out earlier, the big camp, and he'll try to farm some others. Mushi will, or rather, Bernie will help him clear that one out, and they will have a Blink Dagger pretty soon on Sand Cane, and at that point, it's up to him to create space while the Panda plays catch up, because Lord knows Ice needs some time. There's your Blink.
Lanham and Burning right now definitely have to make a ton of space for their team.
They actually have familiars as well, so I guess you can throw the Visage into the mix there too.
Yeah, and Visage actually really farmed. I didn't even check his gold. He's up to 1700 gold and level 8, so he's having a great game. Compared to like the supports, you have a level 5 on Bane, but Doom's doing alright too, sitting at level 6, going for that mech. I'm not sure why a lot of the Chinese teams make Tranquil Boots on Doom. I don't see the point in it, but it looks like we have another smoke. This has to be their 3rd smoke gank out of Newbie.
Makes a little more sense this game when you're jungling, just drop them while you kill the camp and then heal up, but we've seen laning Dooms go Tranquil Boots as well, which is pretty strange.
Seems like they go it no matter what. I'm not really sure why, but
they are rotating towards mid, looking for Mushi, and he's going to walk right into their waiting arms here momentarily, it looks like. In fact, they drop an Observer Ward. They've spotted out Mushi. He gets silenced. He gets hooked as well. Mushi getting the beatdown from Newbie. That is another 4-man gank on him, and well, now it's up to Burning to start applying some pressure.
The Courier might run right into Burning. Nope, so Burning
close.
Ran out instead. That could have been a Courier snipe. They might lose a tier 1 tower here, so that's a really important kill. Not only shutting down Quap, not the greatest comeback here.
I don't know if Burning can come to this fight. They have Fiend Script, they have Doom, Puck ult as well. Like, what is he going to do? Well, MMY will get the deny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's time for Clinkz to be joining the fights yet.
Yeah, and Brewmaster, he does his level 6 and he goes power treads actually, which kind of not really strange, as in like it doesn't make sense. It's just not very common.
Well, he's just dying a lot. I guess give me any bit of extra HP to keep me alive. Right. Mushi or Bernie moving through the Radiant jungle here. He'll bypass 2 heroes. Haven't seen him go for any tower back doors yet, and is indeed rushing the Orchid. Oblivion Staff #1 online. He spent quite a bit of time moving through the enemy jungle, not farming, and, well, thus the Orchid won't be quite as fast as what it could have been.
Yeah, he went Midas as well, so Midas and Soul Ring, so normally you see the timing around 12 minutes you can get your Orchid up, which I like in most cases, but Midas is kind of your safety net. If you go all in on that Orchid, you don't get the picks, you kind of fall off quickly, whereas if you do go this Midas build, you can easily catch up and just do late game as well if you can't find picks.
Yeah, and Clinkz is actually a pretty scary late game hero. Very good at split pushing, deals a ton of damage in team fights, even through BKBs. If you find the openings, land on Hope Blink in. Right as the hook shot comes, Xiaowei with the very delayed reactions here. Nonetheless, though, well, the panel gets deployed. Lanham on the way out. He's starting to get chunked down by the Puck. Will be finished off. Mushi now isolated in the trees. Will he blink out at the right time? No! He will go down as well. It's a 2 for 0. The Panda's now on the run. Or is he chasing? I think he's on the run here. The Fiend Script comes out. They still have a Doom available. What is going on this game? Well, he dooms the Earth Spirit, I believe, and he'll still go down in the end. Or not dooms, Grips, rather. Well, they got the kill anyway, Fear.
Kill secured. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, this is a really weird game. This is a very weird game. For me, it's like DK, they're pretty much known as the best team in the world right now. But they have these games where you're like, what are you guys doing sometimes? And this seems to be one of those games, just really wonky play.
That's the scary thing is Newbie takes that fight convincingly with not a very well executed engagement. Was a really nice play by Move, but outside of that, the whole team was, I don't know what they were doing. Well, still waiting for Burning to come online here. Working his way towards the Orchid, and he will have it soon. I believe he's got, Oblivion Staff #2 is indeed online, so then it's where Newbie have to be a bit nervous about split pushing here. How many easy solo kills is he going to have this game? I guess that's the next thing to check for Newbie is
every single one of them
Puck,
Doom.
Doom, too tanky with the mech. And Bane, yeah, definitely a kill there. Clock, double Bracer Clock, maybe he can live through it, but I don't know.
I don't think so. I think if he has a creep on Burning, he's going to kill Clock too with that Orchid bonus damage. So yeah, basically, it's pretty much all up to Burning at this point. Like, once he gets his Orchid up, it's going to be up to Newbie to kind of minimize what he can do with it. If they can get a couple picks on Burning, I say they're in a really good position this game. House Farm is okay as well. He is going for, I guess, a Manta style. I usually love to see the Mjolnir right after this Phase Aquila build and Phase Drum Aquila, but it looks like he's going to go for that Manta style to disjoint, or it could be a Diffusal too, to disjoint like the silence from Clinks, so he's not a solo kill.
Yeah, Manta's like a slightly safer option, and will give you a little bit more late game punch, but
he does need something to get out of the Orchid, or else
Agreed.
he is just gonna die.
And just going BKB Rush is just underwhelming. Doesn't give you much damage output, doesn't help you scale too hard in the late game. Top lane, we'll see some pursuit here from Burning as he goes on to Hal. Has picked up the Orchid, so now he's revealed it. Did not get a kill. Didn't really see how that one started, but it was not that much damage, to be honest.
Yeah, you probably just didn't have the positioning to kill him there. And it looks like we're going to go for a tower push by Newbie on bottom lane.
Well, Lamb could initiate here, but that's a level 2 burrow
he's gonna
strike,
get
and he's getting scouted. He blinks out.
Good reactions by him. He could have got hooked
He needs to get some levels. Like, normally your Sand King, you get your blink, you can go fight. That's a level 2 burrow strike. He's not, I don't think he's even ready to fight yet.
If he gets a perfect initiation, maybe. And Visage is not going for the Ags as well. He's kind of going all in here. He went for the mech.
Can DK take fights even with that mech? They don't have a blink on the Panda yet. Like, how do they get into the fight? It's all Lanham with a level 2 burrow to start it off.
I mean, yeah, hear that. The Brewmaster just walks in with his power treads and just heals. He's just getting doomed instantly, so...
Well, Ice is moving up like he wants to go in, and Lanham blinks in! He epicenters right on top of the cogs! What an unfortunate series of events. Hal secures the tower last hit. Meanwhile, top lane Burning. Who's going on whom? Oh, he's been caught out. Isolated there by the coil. They didn't even need the grip. And they bring down Burning. So they get the Clinks, and they take the tower. And the epicenter's been wasted. Just very fortunate timing on the cogs more than anything, it looked like.
Yeah, it was really, really good. He blinked right into the cogs. Nothing seems to be going right for DK this game.
Game of miscues. They're only actually down 4K, but I feel like they have no way to control the tempo right now.
I mean, it was only Burning, and he just died.
Well, he got the Orchid, and we have yet to see much going right for them since then. Mushi looking for the tower. They will doom Ice right away, and well, can they bring him down is the question. Looks like they can. They pop the drum charges. From the backside, Mushi comes in. The Orb's going to isolate Ice. Another death for him. Your 1v1 solo champion from TI3 looking very mortal today.
Yeah, he's what's he at right now? 0-6-0.
He was taunting Newbie in the pregame fear. He was eating a banana, trying to send a message to Banana, and I don't think Banana liked that very much. He's like, yeah, take a doom to the face.
Stay humble.
The symbolism was totally intentional, too. You know Ice knew what he was doing there.
Yeah, but at this point, I'm actually not sure what DK does right now. Like, I can't really predict what they're going to do because they're unpredictable. They're just kind of running around doing their own thing, every single one of them right now, and it's not working out too well for them.
I feel like we need to see more just guerrilla warfare from Burning. Not just trying to go for pickoffs, but trying to, like, cut creep waves, backdoor tier 1s. They still have a tier 1 up bottom lane is the main one he could go for, and I don't know how many solo kills he can actually find. Maybe if he gets a big creep and isolates the Bane or the Puck. But outside of that...
No, Puck has Yules now.
Oh, Puck has Yules. Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
Kill him, and they're going to have a Manta style on How, too. He's not killable.
And it's just Bane. And Bane should be with his team. Although, or unless he's ganking Burning, which he is doing right now. He can dust him, slow him down a bit, but Lanham's waiting here as well. They'll bring down Sunshine to start the fight. Can they bring down Moo as well? He does drop the coil. Now Burning tries to TP out, but he hesitated, and Shao jams it in with the hook. Don't even know if it was needed. Arrow will fly, and they'll now find Lanham. They causing the Starfall to miss, but it won't matter. Another 4-man rotation and another 2 kills for Team Newbie. 2 for 1.
Well, they got their 3rd kill at least, but it's still... Yeah, I mean, there's not too much to analyze here, to be honest with you. It's just like, DK's just going in looking for picks, but Newbie's just one step ahead of them every single time, and DK is just like, this early game play they had, like the Brewmaster getting first blooded, running around, having way too many deaths.
The Quap pick as well has seemed useless this game.
The Quap and offlane Brew pick, big question marks for me.
Well, Newbie may soon be delivering the question mark to DK as they march towards their base. Still, DK hold on to 3 towers, and they are on the dire side, so Roche not the easiest for Newbie to take, but their Tricore is almost there with the Clinks. The Mirana very close, the Puck right behind him, and well, the Doom's a little bit farther back, but can catch up. Jump in for Moo. Not going to commit to the Mushi kill.
Good news is this Queen of Pain is getting close to her BKB, but I want to say most if not every time I've seen Queen of Pain forced into going BKB first and not this Orchid Rush, that's had a very low win rate.
She can still get gripped or doomed anyway.
Yeah.
And those are, Queen of Pain is a high priority target along with the Brew. Those are the two you want to reserve those ults for.
Yep. Indeed, she is. I mean, on top of that, Klinx is also a good target. If you can lock him down as well, he can still do a lot of damage through it, but if he can't, like, get in and out of the fights and you can kill him, killing Burning is, like, if he dies a couple more times this game, I don't think DK have the comeback mechanic.
In fact, now the Mirana is exceeding him in farm, despite not going for a greedy build. There will be a rotation down the bottom side of the map. They will look for an initiation here with familiars, but Hal's just playing it too close to the tower. He's got Manta now. As long as he reserves that for the Orchid, there's just nothing Burning can do to him.
Yeah, he's got to be really frustrated. He had a pretty good timing on his spells. Oh, we got some lag. It looks like, is that us?
And Perfect World, not cooperating.
Alright, we're back. But at this point, like, only Bane is killable for Burning. That's the only one he can kill. Like, this Clockwork picked up a Ghost Scepter.
On top of the Yules.
Yeah,
you
Yules,
already can't die.
Manta, it just, they don't have anything to kill right now. And they have a gym on Puck now, so his movement is limited a lot too. Usually when you see Klinx be really effective is when he can get a lot of pickoffs, forces your team into, like, just bottling inside of your base. But at this point, they have total map control, and Burning can't do this by himself.
Well, DK, this would really be quite the comeback, but Newbie generally, well, I was going to say generally a team that doesn't give away a lead, but they almost did that last game,
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that. Instead, I'll just say they're in a very good position here. And I guess the main thing for Newbie at this point is just finding an opening to get a few more kills, take Roche, and then break this top lane.
Yeah.
We're having a bit of a lag spike here once again.
Oh, I just got disconnected straight up.
Is that the stream, Brian, or is that just our Dota 2? Okay, guys, I believe we're having some Perfect World connectivity issues. Do apologize. We are looking to reconnect to the game. Well, say hello to our fancy waiting screen. Very fancy.
So fancy.
So fancy.
Oh, I got back in.
All right, and we're back for game one of our best of one.
Game one of our best of one, yeah. Ice.
He goes for he doesn't get the ultimate off. He goes for the clap first, then he gets gripped. No, he manages to split. They familiar stun to cancel that, and now the chase is on. Moo's already found one kill though. They haven't brought anyone down though. Cyclone up Banana, but where's the initiation for this team? The arrow connects on MMY, and the Panda split just feels completely inadequate. Maybe Sancho goes down here. Burning, still standing around. Mushi joining the fray now as well. They'll try to focus on Hal, but it's Burning on the way out with the gem on the puck. There's just nowhere for him to go, nowhere for him to hide. Ice now trapped in the cogs as the ultimate ends, and he'll be brought down by Battery Assault. That's 4 dead. It could soon be 5. Moo pursuing out Mushi. And the dueling Moos. The Mushi's just gonna stand there. Tanks the arrow to the dome. He got pushed into it by the cogs. Newbie just pounding DK in that fight. That was brutal.
That wasn't even close. Like, at this point, like, considering the start they had, like, the Brewmaster's ultimate doesn't even do anything at all. So, I don't know. Looks like to me, DK they've ran out of steam at this point. I'm not sure what they could possibly do to come back into this game, other than have Newbie kind of pull what he did last game and just jump into the base, be a little too overconfident, and feed a couple free kills away. But outside of that, I'm not sure what they can possibly do here.
Man, that was... they even had, like, an okay fight to start it off.
Yeah.
Like, the Panda got off a split. Nobody died right away for DK. I guess they didn't have a big epicenter was the main thing they were missing, but Grip was canceled. Yeah, it's like, what's it going to do?
Same with Brewmaster, it's still level 1.
Well, I feel Newbie are very close to just breaking high ground. One more good fight, they can take Roche, and at that point, Fear, Newbie's not really the best high ground pushing lineup, but they're probably good enough.
Yeah, especially with the 10,000 gold lead advantage.
And they also, as Gods was pointing out, lost their gem in the last engagement, just picked up by MMY. Insult to injury.
And this is what you call the desperate smoke gank. And they're going to 4-man smoke out and have the Klinx go behind them.
And mid lane's nearly at their base. Top lane is approaching the base rapidly. It's not exactly the craftiest smoke gank in the world. And they want to go Roche, perhaps, but they can't because there's a puck illusion there. They're cornered from all directions. And in fact, Newbie just chilling in the base. Well,
yeah.
There's really no openings now.
That's that patience you were talking about from Xiaowei. I think it was, which team was at TI that sat in their base for 2 full smoke gank rounds? I think it was IG, no, TI2.
Okay.
IG, they were playing against Quantic. Quantic smoked twice, and they just sat in their base for the full duration for both smokes.
Well, if you can't take objectives with smokes and you need to, then you're pretty screwed. Banana gets caught out now. He will pop the BKB, but still dropping fast to Birdie. They actually get the initiation off here. They find a single kill. Now how? He's caught. He's still standing strong, though. Looks to bring down Birdie. Will be successful in doing so, and then just starts cleaning up. They've already lost 3. Despite finding the Doom, he buys back immediately. And now the chase is on Mushi, who got Doom. Will fall. A few more right clicks to bring him down. The lone survivor is the Panda. And Ice looking to make his way out, and GG. They'll just call it. 23-5, your final score. DK looking a little bit
Look like they're
unpolished
clowning
in this
around.
game.
Yeah. Ice just, I don't know, he's just being really, he's known to be a really aggressive offlane player, and just instantly got first blooded, and that just set him up for failure that game, and he just had nothing to do with that Brewmaster on the offlane, and I felt that was a big liability, picking that Brewmaster offlane and not being able to get experience.
Even if he didn't give up first blood, it still would have been very difficult. But that definitely didn't make things easier. Well, DK off to a bad start here. It is just a straight round robin with 6 teams, guys, so they're not out of it yet by any stretch of the imagination. They've got 4 more games to bounce back, but already fear the group standings beginning to take shape, and Newbie looks strong. They're 2-0. Yeah. They've beaten DK. They've beaten Vici. Some of these other teams, CIS is probably a win for them. You look at IG, who got destroyed by LGD earlier today. They've had some internal issues, apparently. Who knows how tough of an opponent they are. If they beat LGD, I feel like they could just run the table, go 5-0.
Yeah, they definitely can, especially after a performance. The last 2 performances we saw just completely dominating.
Man, normally when Mushi gets Queen of Pain, it's the other team who just runs in terror, but that just didn't work out.
Not today. Yeah, Queen of Pain is like, you really have to dominate your lane, and Brewmaster here that really needs level. Neither of those really happened, so their lineup just kind of fell apart.
Well, guys, we're not going to jaw about it too much. DK just got crushed, but they'll have a chance to bounce back. Coming up next will be DK versus Vici Gaming. I believe we are still streaming that one. Is that correct, Gods K-pop? Indeed, we are. So that'll be right here on the main stream. On the secondary stream, currently ongoing, should be IG versus CIS. That's twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2. And later today, we'll have all our games of the Mars TV Dota 2 tournament there. We will be switching over to the International for European qualifiers in a few hours. But for now, more Chinese Dota awaits. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.